Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I have so many things to be grateful for, so why don't I feel happy anymore? You watch something, scroll through your phone, meet people, buy something new, and yet that empty feeling remains. In this video, we're going to uncover why the things that once brought you joy may no longer feel meaningful, and what you can begin doing to reconnect with happiness from within. There is a strange kind of sadness that doesn't always look like sadness. You wake up, you go to work, you talk to people, you eat your favorite food, you watch your favorite shows, you laugh when someone tells a joke. From the outside, everything appears normal. But somewhere inside, something feels different. The excitement isn't the same anymore. The things you once looked forward to now feel ordinary. You keep searching for something new to make you feel alive, but the feeling disappears almost as quickly as it arrives. And then you begin wondering, what's wrong with me? Maybe nothing is wrong with you. Sometimes what we call a lack of happiness is actually exhaustion, disconnection, overstimulation, or a life that has slowly moved away from what truly matters to us. Today, let's look at 4 deeper truths that can help you understand what may be happening and how you can begin finding your way back to a more meaningful and peaceful life. Think about a phone that has been running dozens of applications all day. One app is playing music, another is downloading files, notifications keep appearing, the screen keeps lighting up, videos are playing in the background. Eventually, even a powerful phone becomes slow. You don't necessarily need a new phone. You need to close some of the applications. Sometimes your mind is exactly like that. You're thinking about tomorrow while worrying about yesterday. You're checking messages while comparing yourself to someone else's life. You're working while thinking about unfinished tasks. You're resting physically while your mind is still running. Then you wonder why you can't enjoy anything. Perhaps you're not incapable of happiness. Perhaps you're simply exhausted from carrying too much mental noise. We live in a world where silence has become uncomfortable. The moment there is nothing happening, we reach for our phones. We scroll, we watch, we consume, we fill every empty space. But the mind needs empty spaces. A tired mind doesn't always ask for another exciting experience. Sometimes it asks for rest. So before you conclude that happiness has disappeared from your life, ask yourself a different question. When was the last time I genuinely rested? Not simply lying in bed while scrolling, not watching television while answering messages, not taking a vacation while checking emails. Real rest, a quiet walk, a meaningful conversation, a few minutes sitting without needing to achieve anything, a morning without immediately reaching for your phone. Your mind needs moments where it doesn't have to perform. And when you create those moments, something subtle begins to happen. You start noticing things that were always there. The warmth of sunlight through a window, the taste of your morning tea, the sound of someone you love laughing, the peacefulness of an ordinary evening. Maybe happiness wasn't gone. Maybe you had simply become too overwhelmed to notice it. We have been taught to believe that happiness means feeling good all the time. But that's an impossible standard. Life contains excitement and boredom, success and failure, laughter and tears, beginnings and endings. If you expect every moment to feel amazing, ordinary moments will begin to feel like failures. Look at a beautiful sunset. It lasts only a few minutes. You don't become angry because it doesn't stay forever. You appreciate it precisely because it is temporary. Life works the same way. Not every day needs to be extraordinary. Some days are simply quiet. Some conversations are ordinary. Some mornings are slow. Some evenings have nothing special happening. And that's okay. The problem begins when we constantly search for stimulation. One video becomes 10. One episode becomes an entire season. One purchase creates excitement followed by the desire for another. One achievement immediately creates another goal. We keep climbing toward the next moment, forgetting to experience the moment we're already living. Happiness becomes a destination instead of an experience. But peace often begins when you stop asking, what can make me happier? And start asking, what can I appreciate right now? There is a profound difference. The first question tells your mind that something is missing. The second teaches your mind to recognize what is already present. You don't need to reject ambition. You don't need to stop improving your life. Simply learn to appreciate the journey while you're building the future. Because if you keep postponing happiness until everything is perfect, you may spend your entire life waiting for a day that never arrives. Sometimes the reason life feels empty isn't because you have too little. It may be because you're spending too much time doing things that don't matter deeply to you. You wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. Weeks become months, months become years, and suddenly you realize you've been extremely busy without knowing what you're actually moving toward. A meaningful life doesn't necessarily mean a glamorous life. Meaning can be found in raising a family, helping someone, learning a skill, creating something, serving others, becoming healthier, strengthening a relationship, or simply becoming a wiser human being. Meaning gives direction to your energy. Without meaning, even pleasure can become empty. Imagine having a car with a full tank of fuel but no destination. You can drive for hours, but eventually you will ask, where am I going? Your life can have the same problem. You may have energy, you may have opportunities, you may even have success. But if you don't know what truly matters to you, you can still feel lost. Take some time to ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? Who do I want to help? What relationships truly matter to me? What values do I want my life to represent? What would make me proud when I look back years from now? These questions don't always produce immediate answers, but they begin waking something up inside you. When your daily actions become connected to something meaningful, even difficult work can feel worthwhile. You stop merely passing time. You start creating a life. Perhaps the most important lesson is this. You cannot build lasting happiness entirely from external circumstances. People can make you happy. Achievements can make you proud. Money can provide comfort. Experiences can create beautiful memories. But if your entire emotional world depends on these things, your peace will always be fragile. Because everything outside you changes. People change, circumstances change, your appearance changes, your career changes, your financial situation changes. Life changes. And if your happiness depends entirely on things that can change, your happiness will constantly move with them. Inner happiness doesn't mean you never feel sadness. It means sadness doesn't convince you that your life has no meaning. It means disappointment doesn't destroy your identity. It means failure doesn't make you believe you're worthless. It means you can experience a difficult season while still knowing that life contains something worth living for. Start building a relationship with yourself. Learn to sit quietly. Write down your thoughts. Spend time in nature. Practice gratitude. Serve someone without expecting recognition. Forgive yourself for mistakes. Celebrate small progress. And most importantly, stop believing that you need to become someone else before you're allowed to appreciate who you are today. You don't have to have a perfect life to experience moments of peace. Sometimes happiness returns quietly, not as a burst of excitement, but as a deep breath, a peaceful morning, a genuine conversation, a feeling of gratitude, a quiet realization that perhaps life doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. And when you begin discovering that peace within yourself, you no longer need the outside world to constantly entertain you, validate you, or prove that your life is meaningful. You begin living rather than simply consuming life. You begin appreciating rather than constantly chasing. And slowly, the ordinary moments you once ignored begin to feel extraordinary. Maybe happiness hasn't disappeared from your life. Maybe you've simply been searching for it in too many places. Today, give yourself permission to slow down. You don't need another achievement, another person, another purchase, or another distraction to prove that your life is worth enjoying. Look around you. There is still something beautiful in your life. Maybe it's a person who cares about you. Maybe it's your health, a quiet morning, a lesson you've learned, or simply the opportunity to begin again. Don't wait for everything to become perfect before you allow yourself to feel grateful. Life will always have difficult days, but difficult days don't cancel the beautiful ones. So stop chasing happiness as if it is somewhere far away. Start noticing the small moments that are already here. Take a breath. Let go of what you cannot control. Appreciate what you have. And remember, a meaningful life isn't created by having everything you want. It's created by learning to see the value in what you already have. Sometimes, the path back to happiness doesn't begin with changing your life. It begins with changing the way you look at it.